this video we'll be going over all the things that you can do outside of the gym to help you maximise your progress in the gym. We'll be going over everything to do with nutrition, recovery, optimising your testosterone naturally, supplements, as well as loads of other tips to help you speed up your progress in the gym. Just before we get started, my name's Charlie. I'm a bodybuilder, BJJ fighter, level 3 personal trainer with over 7 years experience in the fitness industry and have helped many clients gain muscle, build strength and lose weight. If you're interested in doing any of that, just check the link in the description to online coaching. So firstly, we're going to start with eating. We're going to be going over the 3 different macronutrients, which are going to be protein, fats and carbs. We're going to be going over sources of them and how they're going to benefit you and help you to improve your progress. So starting with protein, obviously it's going to be very important for you actually gaining muscle. General sort of rule for protein is that you're going to want to aim for about 1 gram of protein for every pound of body weight. So you can make progress and you can build muscle with less than this, but if you truly want to optimize your progress, you want to be getting pretty much as close to that as you can. Obviously, sources of protein include things like meats and protein supplements, as well as things like eggs and dairy are going to be high in protein. So when you're having your protein, you want to try and have it, if you can, spaced out across about 4 meals each day. So if you were to just have 1 meal each day, that's only 1 meal and 1 opportunity for muscle protein synthesis to occur within your body. Ideally, you want it to be closer to about 4, but there will be diminishing returns. So going from 1 to 2 is going to have a good improvement in terms of building more muscle. Going from 2 to 3 is going to have a slight improvement. Going from 3 to 4 is going to have quite a small improvement. Anything beyond that is going to be pretty much insignificant. So the sweet spot is going to be about 4 meals each day. And also you want those meals that have protein in them to be quite spaced out. So you don't want them to be too close to each other. Ideally, maybe like a 3-hour gap, 4-hour gap between each one would be perfect. Next macro is going to be carbs. So these are going to help you to have more energy in the gym when you actually are training. So when you eat carbs, your body's going to break it down into glucose. And some of that glucose is going to be stored as glycogen, like within your muscles, as energy to actually use when you're training. So it's only really going to be necessary that you have carbs before training if you're going to be like training in the morning, for example. If you've already had some meals throughout the day, your glycogen store is going to be quite topped up already. So it's not really something you need to focus on. But if you are someone that trains in the morning, it's important that you do have some sort of carbs in the morning, just to ensure that your glycogen stores are fully topped up and that you have the most energy throughout your workouts. And then next macro is going to be fats. So these are going to come in the form of like oils, avocados, peanuts, nuts, seeds, anything like that. So these healthy fats are going to be very important for you to optimize your testosterone naturally. So you want to make sure that you're having enough of them throughout your diet in order to ensure that your body's functioning properly and that it's producing its optimal amount of testosterone. As testosterone is going to be important for you to actually improve your muscle growth and make sure that it's optimized. So just a quick recap: protein, 1 gram per pound of body weight to optimize your muscle growth. Carbs, just having them throughout the day. Make sure you're having some before your training, just ensuring that your glycogen stores are topped up. And then having some healthy fats to optimize your testosterone. So just before we go into the next part of the video, I'd like to make you aware of a free email campaign. Essentially what it is it's 31 fitness tips across 31 days. But each of these tips is going to help you to massively transform your fitness progress. It's going to help you with literally everything from the training itself, nutrition, supplements, things like this, like the discipline, as well as the willpower, as well as tips for motivation. We'll go over tips for recovery, tips for like goal setting, tips for gaining muscle, tips for gaining strength, as well as loads of other useful advice. Again, that's 100% free. It'll be linked in the description, so make sure to check that out. And then next, we're going to be going over your recovery. The most important thing for your recovery is going to be your sleep. So we're going to be going quite in detail on that. So in terms of your sleep, there are going to be 3 things you can optimize to help you improve your sleep and therefore improve your recovery. These are going to be the quantity of your sleep, the quality of your sleep, as well as the consistency of your sleep. So we're going to define each of those and then also explain how you can improve it. Starting with the quantity, obviously this is just the amount of time that you've slept throughout the night. But you should be aware that your time that you spend in bed is not the same as your time of sleep. So say you go to bed at maybe like 10 and then you wake up at about 6. In theory, you've got about 8 hours of sleep, but what may have happened is that it's maybe taken a while for you to fall asleep. So maybe it's taken like half an hour there for you to actually fall asleep. Maybe you've woken up a couple of times throughout the night and that could take maybe another half hour or more off. So in total, you're only going to be sleeping for about 7 hours. The general recommendation, however, is going to be about 7 to 9 hours Obviously, this is going to vary for a lot of people, and also bear in mind that the more you train, the more sleep you're probably going to need to actually recover from that training. So I say try and stick to a high limit, but also just what we just mentioned, make sure that your time asleep is adjusted for your time that you're actually in bed. So if it does take you half an hour to fall asleep, you want to be going to bed maybe like half hour earlier, just to ensure that you're getting enough sleep in throughout the night. And the next is going to be the quality of your sleep. So you're going to optimize this in a few different ways. One is going to be in the room that you actually sleep in. So you want the room to be quite quiet, obviously, so it doesn't wake you up and keep you distracted. You obviously also want it to be quite dark, so there's not any shining lights or anything. And you also want it to be quite cold, so that you'll get into a deeper quality of sleep. Other ways you can go about increasing the quality of sleep is by avoiding certain things before you're going to sleep. So you want to avoid like eating quite a heavy meal, as your body will be digesting it during your sleep, which can negatively affect your sleep. You also want to avoid caffeine like in the evenings or in the afternoon, as it will still slightly be in your system, which can keep you awake a little bit at night. You also want to avoid like any quite intense exercise or anything that's too stressful or stimulating before you go to sleep, as that can result in your energy still being quite elevated. But obviously for your sleep, you want to be like in quite a calm state. So by doing things that can help you to unwind, maybe things like reading, relaxing, just getting in a calm mood before you go to sleep, will help you to fall asleep easier and also have a high quality of sleep. Also, just try and avoid having too much blue light before you go to sleep. So this is the light emitted from quite a lot of devices. If you are going to be using a device before you go to sleep, try and make sure you're having a blue filter on where it filters out any sort of blue light. Or maybe try having blue light blocking glasses, as this will help you to avoid the negative effects of the blue light on your sleep. And then lastly is going to be the consistency of your sleep. So now you've got your sleep dialed in, it's important that you stay consistent with it, as sleep debt exists, which is essentially where you haven't slept enough on a certain night, and then you need to make up for that lost sleep by sleeping more on the next day. So what that would look like in practice is if you've slept consistently, maybe 5 days throughout the week, you've got a good amount of sleep and a good quality of sleep. But on the Saturday, let's say, you go to bed late, you struggle falling asleep, you're waking up a bit, you don't have good enough sleep, you only sleep for about maybe 4 or 5 hours. You can't just go back to sleeping normal in the day after that. You'd actually need to sleep a bit more to offset the negative effects of the lost sleep from the night before. So it's important that you do stay consistent with your sleep so that you avoid that from happening. It's also important that you try and sleep sort of a similar time roughly each night. Obviously it's not going to be the exact same time, but like within an hour is going to be good. So maybe sometimes you sleep at maybe like 7:20, sometimes you sleep at like 7:45, some days you sleep at like 7:30, that would be good. What you want to avoid is going to bed like really early one night, really late the next night, maybe a sensible time the next night, and then the night after that like a really, really late time, as you want your body to get in like a good rhythm and you want your circadian rhythm to be in the right order so that you're getting good consistency with your sleep. Also, you want to try, if you can, to get quite a bit of sunlight in the morning, even if it's only just for a few minutes, within like the first hour if you can of the day. So once you've woken up, instead of just like getting ready, going for your routine, if you can, maybe wake up a little bit earlier, maybe like have your breakfast outside if it's a good weather, or maybe like go for a walk in the morning, as being exposed to the sunlight will help to again set your circadian rhythm. Therefore it's going to make it easier in the evenings for you to actually fall asleep. Therefore it's going to improve your sleep and recovery. So just a quick recap of that. For your recovery, the most important thing is going to be your sleep, and you want to break your sleep down and ensure you're optimizing your quality, quantity and consistency of your sleep each night. Next category, we're going to be going over supplements. So the main supplements, the ones that give you the most benefit, are going to be creatine for a start. So with creatine, it's going to come in mostly a powdered form. It may come in like a capsule form as well. You want to ensure that you're having about 5 grams of creatine each day. So that's either going to be like a little scoop or maybe 1 or 2 of the little pills, depending on the serving. So creatine is going to help you to like saturate your muscles. It's going to help you to have like more energy, a little bit more water retention in your muscles as well, so they're going to look a little bit bigger. So what that's going to mean is that when you do end up going to the gym, you're going to have like a little bit more energy when you're actually training, especially at any heavier weight side of training. Also, creatine is going to help you with your muscle growth in the long term. Several studies have shown that in the long term, by supplementing with creatine, it's going to help you to add like a few more extra pounds of muscle throughout the year, so it's going to have a good impact with that. Next supplement is going to be caffeine. So caffeine is going to come in the form of like a coffee or like an energy drink or pre-workout. Caffeine is the best singular pre-workout ingredient. It's going to give you a lot of energy for when you are training. So it's going to help you know when you do go to the gym, you've got a lot of energy. You can like lift the most amount of weight. You can do a few more reps, and therefore you're going to optimize your progress and your performance when you are in the gym. As we've mentioned, try if you can to avoid having caffeine a bit too late, as it can negatively affect your sleep. But as long as you're having it at like a sensible time and you're having it like either in the morning or like early afternoon, you should be fine. And then in terms of caffeine, you can also become quite sensitive to it. If you do feel like you've been maybe having a coffee or an energy drink or pre-workout on a consistent basis for the past few months, and you're becoming like you don't feel it as much, it's not giving you that same sort of boost, what you can try is having like a couple of weeks without any caffeine whatsoever. And then when you do go back to having a caffeine and the pre-workout, you're going to feel it a lot more and get a lot more benefits from it. And then last supplement is going to be any sort of thing that you're missing from your diet. So maybe something like omega-3s. Say like with omega-3s, for example, if you don't like the taste of oily fish and you struggle to get that in for your diet, you want to make sure you're supplementing with it, just ensuring that your body's functioning as well as it can be. Also, anything like a vitamin that you're missing out on that's missing from your diet, maybe something like magnesium or zinc if you're not getting enough of them. So if there is any ingredient, any vitamin or mineral that you're not getting enough of, by supplementing with that, it will help you just to ensure that your body's functioning properly. It will also ensure that things like your immune system are functioning properly. So with vitamin C, for example, if you're not getting enough of that in through your diet and you do supplement with it, it can help you to improve your immune system, and therefore can reduce the chance of you like getting ill, as obviously if you're ill, you'd have to take a few weeks off the gym. So by ensuring that everything's at its right level, it's going to ensure that your body's functioning at its best and that you have like a minimal amount of setbacks when you're training. So just to recap that, with the supplements, the best two are going to be caffeine and creatine. And then also anything that you're missing from your diet. So say like you're not getting enough protein, having a protein powder. If you're not getting enough of a certain vitamin, then supplementing with that as well will help you to ensure that your body's functioning at its best. Next category, we're going to be going over stress. So the more stressed you are, the lower your testosterone is going to be. And testosterone is very important for muscle growth, gaining strength and your performance in the gym. So by minimizing stress, it will indirectly help you to improve your performance when you are in the gym. So we're going over a few ways to help you to actually reduce your stress. First is going to be meditating. So essentially what meditating is just the act of being like present in the moment and not having any thoughts about the past or future. So if you were to just sit for like a minute, after like a good few seconds, your mind's going to start wandering, you're going to start thinking about something in the future or something that happened in the past, and you're going to get distracted. By noticing that you have got distracted and then bringing your thoughts back to that present moment, can help you to improve your mindfulness as well as reduce your stress in general throughout the day. So the more you meditate, the more you get in a routine of doing that, the less chronically stressed you are going to be throughout the day. Also doing things that calm you down, things like breath work, relaxing, spending time in nature, gratitude journaling, all these things can help you to get in a more calm state. So if you are feeling really stressed out, you can do one of these things to temporarily lower your stress as well. And then the more you do of those things, the less chronically stressed you are going to be throughout the day. Therefore, you're going to be minimizing your stress, and therefore minimizing its negative effects on testosterone, and therefore indirectly improving your performance when you are in the gym. And also, if you are feeling stressed out about something, always understand that it could be a lot worse. So say like you've maybe been given a fine, or you've lost something, or you forgot something, or you're late. There is someone out there that's just got news and they've only got like a few months to live. So always try and understand that your situation could be a lot worse. Try and be grateful for the fact that it's not as bad as it could be. Your life's not in danger or anything like that. And that will help you to be like a lot less stressed, a lot more calm, and just relaxed in general. So that can also help you to reduce your stress. So just to recap that in terms of stress, we mentioned things like the meditating, things that are going to be like gratitude journaling or spending time in nature or doing breath work can help you to reduce your stress temporarily as well. And then the more you do of these habits, the less stressed you are going to be in general. So yeah, try and do as much of them as you can. So now we're going to be going over a few more ways that you can optimize your testosterone naturally. So we've already gone over like a few things in this category, like we've already gone over the sleep, and we've already just gone over the reducing stress, as well as how to optimize your diet, like having enough throughout the day, and then supplementing with anything that you are missing. We're also going to be going over a couple other ways. First is going to be to try and avoid any extreme body fat percentages or calories. So if your body fat percentage is too low, your testosterone production is not going to be at its optimal level. Also, the same as if your body fat percentage is too high, it's going to cause some of your testosterone to be converted to estrogen, and therefore it's going to lower your overall testosterone level. So you want to try and have like a healthy body fat percentage. You want to try and avoid being like too low and also too high. Also, you want your calories to be at an appropriate level. So if you are cutting, you want to ensure that you're cutting very slowly, preferably about maybe 1% of your body weight or 0.5% of your body weight each week you should aim for. You shouldn't be aiming for anything more than that, as that will mean that your calories are too low, therefore your testosterone production is going to be reduced. Also, vitamin D3 is going to be very beneficial for improving your testosterone naturally. So this is going to be something that your body is going to naturally produce when it's exposed to sunlight. So if you're in like a place where you're getting enough sunlight and you're exposed to it enough throughout the day, you don't have to worry about this. If you're in a place where you're not getting as much sunlight, or your lifestyle means that you don't really get out in the sun much, it may be something that you do want to supplement with, and having vitamin D3 as like a supplement, as like a little pill, as that will help you to ensure that your vitamin D3 levels are at the right levels, therefore helping you to improve your testosterone naturally as well by that way. And then also you want to generally avoid, in pretty much all cases, consuming alcohol. So if you are someone that drinks, you want to try and cut back a little bit on it if you can, and then slowly reduce it each week to the point where you're having pretty much no alcohol at all. As not only will the alcohol result in it negatively affecting your sleep, which is going to obviously, as we've said, negatively affect your testosterone, even just by having alcohol on its own, it will also have a complete negative effect on your testosterone, therefore it's going to negatively affect your progress in the gym. You're not going to be as strong, you're not going to be able to lift as much, you won't be able to make as much progress. So in pretty much all cases, try and avoid alcohol. So, quick recap of that section. Again, some of the things we've already gone over, like the sleep, reducing stress, make sure you're eating enough of like the high vitamin and mineral foods. But then also try and avoid being at a too high or low body fat percentage, try and avoid cutting your calories too much, and also try and avoid alcohol as well. And then lastly, we're going to be going over something that's only really going to indirectly improve your gym performance, but it's something that you can work on outside in the gym that will carry over to when you're actually training, which is going to be to improve your discipline and willpower. So already have a video up about discipline, so if you wanted to check that out, just click the little card in the corner. But pretty much discipline and willpower are things that can be improved, and they are improved by when you're having a choice to do something that's either going to feel good in the long term or good in the short term. In pretty much all cases, you're going to want to choose a thing that isn't going to feel good now, but is going to feel good in the long term. So say for example, you're having a choice of something to eat, you can either have like junk food right now, or you can make and have like a high nutritious, healthy meal. Obviously the junk food is going to feel better now, it's going to taste better, but the healthier food is going to make you better in the long term. Again, like another example, you get home from work, you're having a choice of either to like go to the gym, or you're having a choice to stay at home. Obviously just staying at home and relaxing is going to feel good. Going to the gym isn't going to feel good, it's going to be something that's hard and that you have to push yourself to do. But in the long term, it's going to be much better if you make that choice of going to the gym. So dozens of times throughout the day, you're going to have those little choices in order to either make yourself more or less disciplined. In pretty much all cases, as much as you can, you're going to want to choose the delayed gratification, the thing that is going to feel bad in the short term, will make you better in the long term. And this will have a good carryover to everything to do in the gym. It's going to help you, as I said a little bit just now, in terms of like improving your consistency, going when you don't feel like going. Always going to help you with things like your eating, make sure that's right, make sure like your sleep's right as well. So all the things that are going to be required for you to make good gym progress are going to be positively effective by improving your discipline and willpower. Just a quick recap on them. Discipline and willpower are going to be improved by when you don't feel like doing the right thing. If you make that choice anyway, both of them will be improved and you'll be better in the long term, which is going to have a good carryover to the things that are going to actually help you in terms of making good gym progress. So that's going to conclude all 6 of those categories. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to subscribe and like. As I mentioned at the beginning, there'll be links in the description to online coaching, as well as that free email campaign that I mentioned earlier. So make sure to check that out. And then if you're thinking of cutting for someone this year, don't do it until you watch this video just here. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.